Hello everyone, Soulbag Greg here. Hope you're all having a good start to your week. Twitch person, good to see you dude, hope you're doing well. Smoothing? Nice. Well, we're going to be smoothing today as we're finally jumping into Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. A game I have literally waited for over 10 years. Well, technically even longer because I didn't even get to play the 5th generation games until just this past year. So I've actually technically haven't played Armored Core for even longer than that. Hey, Soviet, thank you so much for the love and support and for the health check redeem. I just drank some water before starting stream, but I'll drink a little more here. Now, I did play a little bit into this game to unlock certain things. So as you can see, I already have my pilot name and emblem designed, as well as got some new parts and stuff for the AC here. But since everybody is streaming their beginning impressions with this game, if you'd like, I can start off by sorting uh, the first mission, which is the one everyone seems to be talking about um, for a very very important reason. Either that, or we can continue off where I had left off. I've only done, as you can see, I've only done 3 missions so far. The very entry mission to get in the game, and then a couple other missions to get the shop going, and a couple of other cool unlocks. But otherwise, that's it. I haven't really touched this game. I didn't want to touch it until after I had finished designing my emblem. You know, it was very important to me. Hey, looks the elf merchant. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're just at the beginning of our playthrough for Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. A game I've been waiting for many years. A game I've been waiting for over 10 years, and technically even longer. Because last time, the latest Armored Core game I had played at that point was 4 Answer. I'd never played 5. I never got around to playing 5 or its follow up. Not until like the past year when Armored Core 6 got announced. I was like, oh man, okay, I need to play 5. Bees, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So since we're kind of starting, if you guys would like to see, been playing since Last Raven. Nice. I never played Last Raven. I actually just bought Silent Line because I really wanted to play the follow-up for 3 because I owned 3 and I played 3 a lot, but I never beat it until recently. So up until recently, we were playing 3, and then we switched over to Silent Line, and now we're gonna play some of this since it's currently out. But I definitely want to go back to the older games and play and beat them. I saw some games on eBay for like the PS1 era that I really want to pick up. I got my start for Armored Core back in, I think it was 1999, with the release of Project Phantasma. That was my first Armored Core game. So I don't play this franchise a huge amount, but I have played it before. I played it kind of off and on. I definitely have a much more profound respect for the franchise in recent years compared to when I was playing it back then. You know, I just the real short mission structure and the constant going back uh, to the garage really wasn't quite my thing. You know, I like more like the solid like storyline, like campaign style campaigns you'd get for like the MechWarrior games, right? 2, 3, 4, stuff like that. But you know, I like big robots. This big robot. And now that this developer has had over 10 years to develop their skills in other areas, which is what they're pretty much known for nowadays. Seeing them go back to Armored Core is like, oh man, I'm so excited. Felt like playing a sort of gacha. You just hit one mission, farm the hit. Yeah, kind of, right? He likes big robots and he cannot like. This is true. All right. So I did play these 3 missions behind closed doors, just to get the stuff unlocked. So if you'd like, I can go and I can play this mission for you, so we can act like I'm starting from scratch, for you guys. I think it'll be fun. He's been waiting for it since high school. His nickname was still waiting. No Soviet. I was playing these games when I was in high school.
We're close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
Handler Walter verified.
Gosh, just look at this cutscene though. Like seriously, as an old school FromSoft fan, before Demon Souls was even a twinkle in Miyazaki's eyes.
Get to work, 621.
I've been a fan of FromSoft since, like I said, Project Phantasma back in '99. So just looking at this is eye water because it's like, man, you can smell the budget on this thing.
Now, activate the AC.
With the exception of maybe the PlayStation 1 era stuff, maybe like the earlier PS2 stuff, it always felt like the Armored Core series was very much like limited on like time and budget for what they could dedicate resources to create a game. So it always felt like they were doing the best they could with what budget they had and what little time they had to develop in, which is pretty impressive on its own. But now that we really get to splurge on this, since we got some money behind this developer now, we get to see what they're truly capable of. And I'm glad everyone's been having a blast with it online.
Descent to ISB 2262.
Gosh, this game looks great. I don't know what people's problem is with the graphics.
Your position is grid 135.
It's like, what do you expecting Modern Warfare 3 style graphics? Like, this stuff looks amazing, especially compared to like older Armored Core games. It's like, oh, this game just looks like it's a PS3 game, bro. When's the last time you played a PS3 game? This looks nothing like a PS3 would cry. Its processors would cry, absolutely, trying to simulate anywhere near close to this game.
Clear out those guard mechs. Perfect chance to test race.
And that's how we do that. Gosh, out of all the Armored Cores I played, this is definitely the smoothest experience I've ever experienced in an Armored Core game.
That's where you're landing.
The controls feel absolutely amazing. It's like a culmination of all the stuff they've been doing over the past decade. with some healthy influence between like Armored Core 3, 4, and 5. And yes, there were positive things about Armored Core 5. I actually, with the exception of it's vastly different compared to anything before it, it really felt like a more grounded, grittier Armored Core game that kind of reminded me a little more of Heavy Gear, which I really want to play
Time to
like
fly, 621.
games in that universe. So in a way, Armored Core 5 kind of gave helped me out with that Heavy Gear
If they
itch
get their hands on Rubicon's coral,
that has been
we'll make a
unitched for so
killing.
long.
Plenty for a merc with a fried brain like you to buy their life back.
Although their hood was very confusing. So the hood in this kind of feels like a compromise between like 5 and 4.
Enough chat, back to work. Scavenge the AC Rex ahead and find a valid mercenary license. We're illegals here. You'll need ID to operate.
An AC? Where the hell did that come from? Affiliation unknown.
Guerrillas from the Liberation Front. If they get in the way of our work, eliminate them. I'm picking up signals from AC Rex. Follow the markers.
Something else that is just so awesome with this game that I don't think people are giving enough attention to is like the sound design. Like it sounds like all the little beeps and boops that happen when you're in your AC just goes to inform the player of stuff that you may not see to be aware of. But like I'm always aware when my energy's depleted or when an enemy's about to fire. If I'm reaching a limit when I get a lock on, you know, a manual or it's just so cool. It's so immersive too.
There! That's the AC from the report!
Find out who they're working for.
Looks like they've got shields. Good thing you've got a blade. Extract the pilot data. I'll analyze it from my end. This one's already expired. Keep looking. What?
Misty! We got something good!
Get out of there! You can handle them!
That's the PCA's planetside force. Keep a low profile. We don't want them breathing down our necks.
Ah, yes. It is the planet-side heavy chopper. Chopper model number F1-LT3R.
Analyzing. Corp license. Easily traced. Forget it.
Hey, no peeking.
Two repair kits remaining.
I realized I didn't take a repair kit yet from my starting damage.
Or base C. Wait, is that an independent? Destroy it!
You're outnumbered, 621. Use your missiles.
You're not my mom. I do what I want.
Light shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Let's see about this license. It's still valid, but the pilot's rank is no good. We can't use this. I've picked up one more wreck, 621. Transmitting marker. Go and check it out. You can use that vertical catapult to get some altitude. That's it. Try accessing the rack.
Alright, before I do that... Ah, look at that. Uh-huh. Go and access it. There you go.
Registration number RB23. Rank fits the bill. Call sign. What? Looks like they were onto you after all.
Looks like it.
Pick a fight with the PCA. But it doesn't matter. Take it out now, they won't have enough to ID you.
Ah, he's too far. Shit. Come on, drop, 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 drop. Ah!
Use your mobility
Ah.
in the air to get clear of explosions on the ground.
Now! Ah. Ah, I'm missing it. Gosh dang it. Ah!
Time bonus at 621.
That's bullshit.
AP at 50%.
I swear, if I die, it's because of that crap. There. Get filtered.
Confirmed. Heavy combat helicopter is down. That's all for our work here today, 621.
I fear no
Where's the
filter,
call sign from that license you picked up?
but that invisible barrier, it scares me. Is that the famous copter that calling the casuals? Yes, that is it. And as you can see, basically what I do is I just hide behind buildings because they won't get destroyed, and then wait till it gets close enough to where I can boost underneath it. I don't lock onto it because I'll go directly towards it, which will put me right in range of its guns. But the missiles will miss me. So you just come underneath it, right? You just boost underneath it, and then you pull up, and then slash slash build up that stagger bar, and then once it's staggered, hit it for massive damage. But as you can see, there was like 2 or 3 attempts where I could have done that, but the helo decided to put itself right outside of my grasp because of the stupid barrier, and it almost cost me the match. Like I did this once before without having to spend a heal.
Raven. That's your new name here on Rubicon.
Great tip, taking notes. Nice. See, look, I only got D that time. Last time I got C. That was not as good as the run ahead earlier. All right, let's do the other ones. Let's get some ranks for these.
The client doesn't care
So,
who
Bees,
does
have you
this
had a chance to
job,
play this game yet?
as long as it gets done.
Yeah, the controls of this game is so smooth. I've never felt a better control scheme
Activating combat mode.
for Armored Core than now.
Commence mission.
Like
Destroy all Rubicon
three felt
Liberation
great.
Front's artillery placements.
What is that? It looks like they're pouring oil into like the ground or something in the lake. Why would they do that? Is that the Liberation front? Are they basically like sabotaging the oil reserves for like the, was it the PCA, whatever they're called? Not yet. Waiting for payday. I hear ya. Oh, that's right. I'm using this rifle. This rifle is going to be a little weird. It does more damage than the other rifle, and it shoots faster, except I notice when I need to do, like, when I want to shoot, like, auto, like, full auto, I have to stop in place, which kind of sucks. However, I can still attack on the move by just, like, single tapping. I don't know if I like this weapon yet, but, you know, we're feeling it out right now. Okay, like that right there, that little sound gave me an indication that something wicked this way comes. Now, unlike the other mission, where all we had to do was just find a new call sign, this mission is going to reward us
There. That's one of the artillery placements.
for taking out...
Protected with
Oh,
armor plating. Attack it from
oh god.
behind.
Deploy for combat. Destroy that AC.
There's only
Stick and move, stick and move. Anytime you go into melee, you're gonna have a slight delay. Use that delay to immediately boost to keep your momentum going. Let's see, unlike in the last mission where we just had to find new credentials and to beat the helicopter, this mission is actively giving us money to clean up targets of opportunity, and they'll pay us to do it. So that other mission, you probably noticed I wasn't going around shooting everything. That's because we're not getting any benefit to doing that, with the exception of us getting damaged more and more. So avoiding a fight is usually more ideal for survivability if your mission objective isn't going to help cover the costs of your isn't going to help cover the cost of your attacks, or I mean your sorry, I can't actually think right now. Those are like howitzers or something. There you go. Let my energy regain again before I go back on the attack.
Head to the final site. Keep up the good work.
I love the way this suit looks. This suit reminds me of the way the old like first, second, third gen armored cores used to look like the starter ones. I got this with the pre-order, which you can thankfully like buy right off the bat as soon as you get into the AC shop. But they just give it to you for free if you pre-ordered. Soul's Guide on how to be a good AC merc 101. Just my own experience and stuff I've caught on YouTube, you know. I am definitely not the authority on AC, on how to get good at AC, trust me. I gave up on Armored Core 3 for a while because I hit a brick wall on just a normal mission. And I was like, how is it even possible? I can't purchase anything. I'm always running in debt. Like, and then eventually I did a complete restart on stream. You know, I came back to that game like several years later. And then suddenly it was like, no, I was just approaching it like an idiot. I need to think about what I'm doing better. And I was able to beat the game.
There, that corporate dog. Don't give him another inch. We have to defend the artillery.
Not a corporate dog. I'm an independent contractor, thank you very much. Oh. Alright. Ah, shit. I didn't know that thing could reach that far. That was my fault.
Remaining.
Clear out the artillery here. Our work is over.
Ow. Oh, they're over there too.
Show that inner liver what makes the liberated front
What?
strong.
Oh.
Voice and act, we stand as one.
Whee! Okay, get the energy back, get the energy back. Oh gosh. Stick and move, stick and move. Don't be afraid to quick boost. Ah, I could have kept dodging. Damn.
AP at 50%.
Alright, I'm starting to push it here a little bit. There it is. The barrier. I don't remember when the barrier first started being a thing, like the hard stop barrier. There's always been barriers in Armored Core, except it was more of like, if you go past this line, it's gonna be game over. Oh, it's game over. We're ending the mission. And sometimes it's like, yeah, that makes sense. And other times I'm like, bruh, why is it instant game over if I step over the line, but if the enemy AC I'm fighting steps over the line, he's fine. Some bullshit.
Light shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Alright, rest up. Okay.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. That's it for this job.
I gotta say, this, even though this weapon's really slow firing, unless if you stop, the impact damage for this rifle is incredible. Like, I'm staggering with this thing half the time if I'm not using my melee. Alright, rank D. That's not great, but you know what. I need to figure out how to get my rank up more for those type of missions. Ada, fine gravy. Hope you're doing well, dude. I independently contracted your mom. Wow, wow, Soviet. Wow. Hey, Squid, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, dude. Hey, what's up? You got Armored Core yet? Heck yeah, we're playing it right now, man. I'm just going through all the missions that I did off stream. Because I wanted to get some baseline stuff going for my Armored Core, as well as design my emblem, which I definitely know would have taken a long time, which it did. But, you know, there's Anya in her full glory. And, yeah, now we're actually playing the game. So I'm just going through the missions to get ranks on them. And afterwards, we'll start the new missions. So this was the last replay mission we'll be doing.
You need a rep.
So, Squid, have you gotten...
Get their attention, 621.
have you gotten the new Armored Core yet? I feel like customizing would, yeah. Like, customizing the Armored Core doesn't take as long, unless if you really get super, like, into, like, the color scheme, which I do plan on doing, but right now I'm just kind of going with this color scheme, because I think it works well enough.
Main system activating.
You know, these are like some presets.
Commence mission.
But the big thing for me was making sure I got my emblem here of Anya, the Steel Angel, on this mech. Now I have the strength to fight anything. Yeah, I just beat the wall and left off there. Beat the which? Okay, so when you say when you beat the wall, which wall are we talking about here?
Enemy attack! 1 AC!
Looks like the Archivist group hired some muscle. An independent mercenary, huh? At least they didn't send the Vespers.
Intercepting!
They're just mass-produced MTs. Wipe them out, 621.
What does MT stand for?
This AC pilot's sharp.
Focus your fire! Effort, turn through it!
Yes, Archivist really scored this time.
Only a few targets left. Wait. I'm picking up new enemy signatures.
Yeah, does MT mean like
Reinforcements. Eliminate
like
them.
mobile tank? Because AC means air conditioning. I mean Armored Core. Stick and move. Stick and move.
Commander Michigan needs to know.
The enemy MT squad has been eliminated.
Barely took a scratch.
That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
Oh, wow, look at that. Rank B this time. Nice. How do we get rank A or rank S? Like, how much do I have to... I'm really curious, what do I need to do to get a better score? Like, do I have to spend less ammunition? Do I need to hit less? Do I need to do it faster? These are factors I don't really know about. Okay. Now I could... purchase a new back unit. Our boost speed's only going to go down by a little bit. 4-cell missile launcher. 2-cell dual missile launcher. Pulse shield. Oh, okay. Why not? Okay. I'll keep everything else the way it is at the moment. Oh wait, we gotta do a training. We get free parts from the training, might as well. I like how that's a new incentive to do the training. Just offer the player free stuff. Some weapons are capable of charge. Oh, right. Energy weapons. Bang. ACS strain and stagger. Result in stay called stagger. What was I calling it? I don't think it was strain or stagger. Oh, maybe it was stagger. I remember it was saying they were taking stagger damage. Technically it's strain. Hold on a charge. Okay. During stagger, all incoming attacks are treated as direct hits and deal much more damage. Right. ACS accumulative strain. ACS strain inflicted on enemies resets after a brief interval, but a portion of that strain will remain. Oh, I see. Like that's the initial, and then a big chunk falls off, but the rest of it has to slowly drain away. Okay. Surprise attack. Attacks on enemies that are unaware of your presence will inflict greater ACS strain than usual. Oh, right. Alright, well they know I'm here, so. Well, then with the surprise. But yeah, I know how that works. Shield defense. Shields equipped on the left shoulder can be deployed to reduce incoming damage. Oh, we have to hold it. Attack inhibitors and initial guard. Shield output is maximized for 1 to 2 seconds after. Oh, okay. Blocking during this initial guard window can help minimize incoming damage. Okay. Alright, I could have done that better. During assault boost rush, small arms can be used during movement will inflict greater impact. An impact you receive will be reduced. Really? I thought that would have been like a double-edged sword. Alright, well that didn't quite do what I was hoping. The Curtis. What is the Curtis? High-speed linear rifle designed by Ballum. Isn't Ballum the military school group from like Final Fantasy VIII? A special type of rifle that accelerates rounds using electromagnetic propulsion. Charging the weapon further increase. Oh, okay, so it was the one that we were just using. Offers more rounds, but not as awesome. Let's stick with this for now. Have you seen the clips where people make their ACs look like gun takes and aerials? I have. They're pretty awesome. I've seen a lot of different AC builds to look like all sorts of things. I saw one that was done for like Sailor Moon. I saw one that made one look like Kirby, Char's Zakutu custom. Like it's super creative. Like the Pat Labor one, they're really cool. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Hope you're doing Archangel. Pleasure to have you here. Looks like they even have the gun bits equivalent in this game. Nice. Alright, let's see. Destroy the transport helicopter from Ecom. Or, no, that's not Ecom. I don't know who this is for. Destroy Rubicon Liberation Front Logistics Helicopters. Extra reward based on number of enemies destroyed. Okay, cool. So this one's a destroy everything at your discretion.
Got a job for you, 621. The Balaam Group sent a request.
Raven, this request comes from Dafa, one of our affiliates. The group has committed to use of military force to handle the Rubicon Liberation
For a
Front.
moment, I thought he said his affiliate's name was Da Fuck.
Target for this mission is a squad of transport choppers. Destroy them. You'll
Alright.
encounter guerrilla resistance from Baus mass-produced MTs. They're no great concern. You performed adequately in your last sortie, Raven. This did not go unnoticed. We will be watching with interest to see what you bring to the team.
Alright. Alright, Senator Palpatine. Oh, you know what? I don't have the back unit. There you go. Just slightly slower. But just slightly.
Now they're asking for you by name. Keep building your rep.
Well, I gotta go back to New Amsterdam to tag some more
Main system
spots if I want to
activating
build that
combat
up.
mode.
Commence mission. Destroy the Rubicon Liberation Front transport choppers.
We're under attack. The corporate merc. Intercept. Keep them off the supply.
Confirmed. Transport chopper down. Keep at it, 621. There, take it out.
Hostile AC. Defend our supplies. Our comrades on the Strider can't wait any longer.
Peekaboo. Oh,
Yeah. Corporation.
Confirmed. Target destroyed. On to the next targets.
see, how can I tell when there's a... Oh. Money, money, money. Ah. Is going up this way the sneaky way? Or is there a better way? Let's take a peekaboo. Huh. I see those guys over there. Let's not disturb them at the moment. Let's take a quick look around. Oh,
Fight back!
that's a bigger boy.
That's for an AC.
Have no fear. The coral is with us.
The coral is with
Looks
you.
like
What?
they've got a Baus tetrapod. It's a cut above the other MTs. Ignore it and focus on the mission. Looks like you got the
There you go. Did it without having to tango with
One new message.
whatever the heck that was.
I see you're back, 621. The Corps see the Liberation Front as a hindrance to expanding their coral survey. But to the Rubiconians, your actions are only helping the Corps with their invasion. It's just a job, 621. All of it.
It's always ever just a job. It doesn't mean that my soul will ever feel more at ease. Silly question. Are we the bad guys? That's a tricky question. Um, in the Armored Core universe, you typically play as a mercenary, taking jobs for any faction that puts up money. Um, it's the endless tale being victim to an endless cycle that you yourself are putting yourself through because, well, you need the money. And yeah, it goes into a lot deeper philosophy than I can even hope to explain right now. But yeah, we are neither necessarily good nor bad. You know what? Actually, Ash Williams, I think, put it best in Army of Darkness. Good, bad. I'm the man with the gun. That's kind of how it is. Destroy the tester AC. Destroy Dafeng Core Industries tester AC. Okay.
Got a job for you, 621. It's no
Yeah,
big
so
call from the
eventually you'll start
Archivist Group.
taking missions where you can help one group more than the other, which will affect
To
how
all
the game,
independent mercenaries,
like your
this
path through the
request
game.
comes from Schneider of the Archivist Group. Dafeng, one of our adversaries allied with Balaam, has introduced a new tester AC. It's a sample model from an external architect, featuring extensive assembly optimizations.
Hmm,
In the hands of an experienced pilot, it will pose a threat far too great to ignore. This brings me to the request. Intercept delivery of the tester AC and destroy it.
I
The
see.
Archivist Group looks forward to news of your success. Briefing over, and happy hunting.
Let's go back to the parts shop. Okay, so the E capacity is going to go a little further down, recharges higher. Boosters. It's going to weigh a bit more. But we're going to be way more speed with it. Gosh, these things are heavy. Look at that. That's crazy. We got plenty of weight load and energy load that can handle this, so it's not a big issue. But those requirements will start creeping up more and more, and eventually we won't be able to support anymore until we get something bigger and beefier. But then we can become slower.
The target may be a product sample, but it's still an AC. Stay sharp, 621.
Alright, let's see what we're dealing with. Fighting ACs are never a joke in this game.
Activating combat mode.
Usually when I had to fight ACs in the older games,
On the target. Now's the time, 621.
you know, I was very conscious with what I'm doing, how much damage I'm taking, and how much ammo I'm expending, depending on what type of ammo, to see whether or not I'm going to make money on the mission. Which thankfully in the later games like 4, 5, and 6, it seems like they really went ahead to make it easier for you to do more stuff without losing like a huge amount of money. Like they give you a pretty generous amount compared to the older games. It doesn't cost anywhere as much. But in the older games, anytime I'd fight an AC and be like, well, I guess I'm not making any money today. I'm going to have to use everything I got just to get past this mission. Ooh, this thing gets up and goes.
The pilot's just a trainee on delivery duty, but don't let your guard down.
Well, then let the odds be ever in your favor, sir. What? Did you see that? Oh, here I can trade blows too, sir. Look at this missile. Look at it follow us. We're going so fast. The missile's having a hard time keeping up with us.
That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
Rip that guy. Yeah. Moment of silence for that guy. But he did well. His only downfall is that he had to fight me. And honestly, a lot of stuff like that's going to come up, especially when it comes to like the older games, because there's been plenty of times where you actually have to fight other fellow mercenaries from your company that have been contracted to go against you. And it's like, it's literally like, wow, this really sucks, but this is literally just like, it's nothing personal, it's just business. It's like, yeah, well, this will make me feel better.
They need a shot in the arm every now and then.
Well, okay, I mean, like, the 100,000 I just got in credits to get that new booster kind of makes me feel a little better, but still.
They'll give your latest hound a proper red gun welcome.
Eh?
One new message.
621. About the tester AC you downed. That was being shipped to the Red Guns, Balam's in-house AC squad.
Yeah?
They're Balam's main force, and its members are no amateurs.
Oh,
Remember who you're messing with.
okay. So, the AC pilot we fought, was no joke. He was just new to that AC, like a test pilot. But it sounds like he's had his training, so yeah, I've heard a number of people online be like, "Oh my God, it's a kid." I'm like, "What do you mean it's a kid?" And then we fight him, and we're like, "Wait a minute, that's no kid. That's a well-trained pilot that's fighting me just as much as I'm fighting him." Attacking the dam complex. Destroy the weaponized mining shipment. That's not a kid. That's no kid. That's a space station. Yeah, see, exactly. Attack the Rubicon Liberation Front's dam complex and destroy all generator facilities, accompanied by friendly craft. Heck yeah. We get to have consorts, or whatever they're called in this game.
Got a job for you, 621.
Squad
You're
mates.
joining an operation planned
Wingmen.
by Balaam HQ. Check the briefing.
Heard the good news from Walter, did ya? Good. Sit your ass down and listen. Balaam's moving in on the Gallia Dam complex, one of the Liberation Front's bases. The objective is to destroy their lifeline and make those sacks of shit beg for mercy. I'll be sending 2 good-for-nothing maggots from the Red Guns, Gun 4 Volta and Gun 5 Iguazu. You're just gonna be tagging along on ass-wiping duty.
Wow, thanks.
I'm assigning you the call sign Gun 13, a lucky little number that just became available.
Oh.
Gun 13, sound off!
Wow, this guy's
Good enough.
super. This guy's.
Going on a field trip, kiddo!
You know what this guy reminds me of? Besides the super American that the Japanese think we are. That guy's voice acting is kind of reminding me of that one. What was his name? I don't remember what his name was. I think it was he was like the the sergeant drill instructor guy from Psychonauts, right? That guy. Now, as you just see there, we were just assigned a number to the Red Guard mercenary that we literally just destroyed, that we killed in the last mission. We've been given his number because we're literally doing a mission now with the Red Guard in another mission. We are literally doing a mission with the people we were just fighting against. Like I said, it's nothing personal, it's just business. That guy is extra. That guy is that extra that was a tower game. Oh, nice. It's good to see you, Paul. Hope you do well, man. Pleasure to have you here. Yeah, Coach Eleander. Yeah. You got his number? Yeah, we got the number 13, right? Lucky number 13, right? Let's save. AC name. Steel Angel. There you go.
Gun 13, huh? I'll stick with 621. Don't let the Red Guns teach you bad manners.
Gosh, I'm gonna need to clip that. If we were moving so fast with our boosting ability with the newer layout, that his missiles could not quite catch up to us. It was hilarious.
Main system activating combat mode.
Balaam Group AC Squad Red Guns reporting for duty. Commence mission. Attack! Get in there, you maggots!
Great. An independent merc. Who's the wise guy who decided the Red Gun should be taking care of some freelit?
Who gives a shit? We'll handle this mission ourselves. One target destroyed.
Yeah, I don't think I want to melee that.
But no one even told you why we're here. Well, us real Red Guns are gonna go climb the wall. This is just
Climb the wall.
Base is next.
Gunfire! Can't tear yourself away from chatting on tag-along? Why don't you start a sewing club together and stitch that damn mouth of yours shut?
Wow, this guy purely has Coach Oleander energy. I kind of want to play that game now. Stick and move, stick and move.
2 targets destroyed. How about that? Guess you're not a total amateur. That takes care of the frontline MTs. That was just the warm-up. Look alive, maggots! 2 generators to go. Keep moving, 621. Hope you're enjoying the field trip, kid. Don't wet your pants now.
Does this guy ever shut up?
Gunfire! No luck with the sewing club, I see. That attitude won't get you far on Rubicon. Hope you'll pilot better than you sew.
I crochet. Oh. Bink.
One more target remaining, 621.
Do you hear me, you corporate vultures? The Rubiconians will never yield. You're going home in armored coffins. Forged in ash, we stand as one!
Hot dog, they got an AC.
More like an old piece of junk. It's barely different from an MT.
Oh, come on.
4. You're not exactly cutting edge either.
There you go.
Want to be next on the scrap heap?
Over there. Up there? Oh, there.
No! The Charlie and Tam! You wretched vultures!
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Looks like my good-for-nothings were good for something after all. Field trip's over. Gun 13. I'll keep that lucky call sign open for you.
Great. I'm honored. Alright, well that was pretty awesome. Hey, there's nothing wrong with sewing. I think it's a neat hobby. Yeah. I honestly, I wish I knew how to sew. Because then I could just sew my own, I could just sew my own, cosplay costumes.
You got lucky, Merc. You were the only warm body they could find. The red guns are going to be first over the wall. Have fun watching from the sidelines.
Are we training to become men of the wall? Is that it? This looks cool. Destroy the weaponized mining ship Strider, a key military asset in the Rubicon Liberation Front. The game looks super neat, but very, very gray. Also, sewing is really easy to learn, but very difficult to get good at it. Yeah, I figured it would be.
Request from the Archibus Group.
Raven, this request comes from Schneider.
Funny enough, this game actually has way more color than the past two,
The mission will take place in the Bonadea dunes of
than the
Western
past two
Belize. Our coral
Armored Core games.
investigation there is
Those
being
games were
blocked by the
really
Strider,
gray
a
and
Rubicon
brown.
Liberation Front mining ship. You are to destroy it.
But there was a reason
The
for the color
Strider is
palette,
a
you know.
mobile resource base that was extensively weaponized by the Liberation Front. Call it the crowning glory of their efforts to militarize into an anti-corporate force. Your attack will
Oh
focus
yeah.
on the Eye,
Good
a
to see you,
giant
Aaron.
laser cannon connected directly to the main generator. It's protected by a shield, which is powered by auxiliary sub-generators. These should be your first targets. This concludes the briefing. Good luck.
Alright, let's do it.
Time for a little self-promotion, 621. Smash the Strider, and Archibus HQ will be sure to remember your name.
There's a lot of red later on. Oh, I gotcha. I mean, there being an explanation for color palette story-wise doesn't really mean there's a reason for it besides not wanting to spend the effort to make things colorful. I mean, you know, one was it in AC4, you know, the planet was pretty much destroyed and washed over.
Activating
Um,
combat mode.
well, not like this place isn't either, but
Commence mission. First, get through all that
part of
dust
it's
and make
also, you
contact
know,
with the Strider.
art direction to kind of help support the fact that they didn't have big budgets on the older games.
An unidentified AC. Must be one of the corporation's dogs. Activate the Eye. Burn them away.
Alright.
Yes, sir. Coral.
If I don't need to worry about other enemy units. Alright. That's an energy beam.
AP at 50%.
Wow.
Two repair kits remaining.
This is wild looking.
Right now you're up close and personal. Take out one of its legs and bring it to a halt.
Alright.
What? They evaded the Eye's laser.
All hands. Prepare for close range combat. Intercept.
Ah. Timber. Oh, hi, Mark.
Confirmed. Strider leg compromised. It's going down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That's like a bigger enemy than what was in Near Automata.
Alright, now
Gosh,
we got a
damn.
foothold to get on the deck.
Oh.
Grab on and get to work on the sub-generators.
Oh. Let's wait here for a second. There you go. Alright, just give it a second.
That AC pilot's no rookie. We can't take any chances. Decouple the rig.
I'm trying to count them on.
We can't take the enemy AC! Remember, we fight for the coral. Defend the sub-generator.
Oh, jeez Louise. Alright. Alright, let's take a moment here. Not hitting it? I must not be hitting it. Ah. Okay.
Sub-generator destroyed.
There you go. Alright, let's just wait here. Okay. Yeah, I know in the like the 2000s to like early 2010s, that was kind of like that was the color palette of so many like gritty like shooters and stuff like that. Ah. Now. Well, shit.
AP at 50%.
Wait, what?
One repair kit remaining.
Oh, well, that's weak sauce. The other games didn't do that. They just let me fall, and I just have to climb back up, like when I fought Mother Will in the fourth game. That was pretty weak sauce. Rebel scum. Yeah, exactly. We are currently yes, for this mission we are currently traveling through what it meant to be 2009 video game, AAA video game. All right. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Nope. There we go.
Lost another sub-generator!
Two to go.
Ah, 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 ah.
Remember the hardships that made us.
Okay.
Remember that when Rubicon burned, we endured.
Okay, so they're down there. Target over there.
Just one left.
Strider is the flagship of our war.
Target down there.
Defend the ship with your lives.
No repair kits remaining.
Just using the peak color scheme just to get them, just to mess with them. I mean, wasn't that the plan with Gundam with the Sazabi? Hmm. Well, this game does have a bunch of really cool and diverse, colorful locations. This is literally just the 2009 level.
Generator on the underside. Slip under the ship and destroy it.
All right. Eh. I wonder how much trouble this mission gave people. Okay, where's that? Where's that at? Is it back there? Nope, it's super not. That was close. Are we walking away? We are. That's so cool. Look at that. Okay. Oh, there it is. Can it reach that far? It looked like it was.
All sub-generators destroyed. The ice shield is offline. Head to the front segment and hit the target.
All right. I can't even imagine what the air quality is over here. Yeah, I can only imagine as well. Man, this whole thing is just one giant danger zone. Oh, jeez.
Now you've got the target in your sights. Time to finish
No.
this
Oh.
621.
Okay. Oh gosh, don't get freaking stuck now. Oh god, this is gonna be really stupid, isn't it?
The eye has taken significant damage. We're not through yet. Sir, the eye's in a critical state. Impossible. How could this 1 AC do this?
Oh jeez.
Sir, no response from the eye. No. We can't go to the Strider.
Confirmed. Target destroyed.
Can I descend now, Papa?
Sucking up has nowhere to go.
Yeah, this thing.
621. You need to get clear of the Strider.
Yeah, thanks for giving me permission now.
Damn hyenas. Scavenging the planet. Oh, combined with Robocop.
Oh.
See that, 621? The Strider's blowing itself up. A fitting end for something built to fail.
Wow. That was impressive. Fell right there, too.